Hello everyone, hope you're okay, hope you can hear me okay. So this is the first time that we've done this like this, so hope it all works and we'll continue to improve it. But right now, just need to make sure that you can all hear me and see me. So at the moment, my full setup is not ready. I've not got all my screens around me, so I'm just having to use my phone at the moment. So when you comment, I can actually see here on the phone. So who have we got so far? We have got, bear with me. We have got Lindsay. Hello Lindsay, hope you're okay. We've got, obviously Sherry in the next room. Nikki, hope you're okay. Alright, so we've got a few questions. I've been given the thumbs up by Sherry that you can hear me. So the first one, I'll start from the bottom, which was from Nikki, and that was, hi Kevin, what do you think is the best way to advance your workouts? If time-wise you can't fit in extra sets, should you always be trying to up your weights or should you reduce the length of rest periods? So I'm going to answer that, but we've just started at 9 o'clock. Hiya Jill, I can see your comments just popped up there. Good to have you back, thank you, it's good to be back. So guys, I can see the few of you logging on now. It's the first time that it's brand new, absolutely brand new. There's only 10 of you that seem to have jumped onto this group. So we're going to push this out, but this is the first one we're ever doing. And this is the sign of things to come now. We're going to be moving much more away from Facebook. I'm going to explain why. We're still going to be on there, we're still going to be there, but everything's going to be happening in the website. I want GymCube to come alive. I want the community to be the beating heart of it. So we're going to try and keep making it better and better and better. So let me know right now. Jill, you're there. Lindsay, you're there. Nikki, I know that you're coming back later on demand. So please leave some comments afterwards. But Jill and Lindsay, I know you're live there right now. Can you hear me okay? Is the quality all right? Just let me know. Pop a little message in. I can see the comments popping up there. So I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes while people do log in, just in case, and then we'll get cracking. I'm going to be doing this as often as possible. We're going to move away from the way that we've done things in the past because we're around about 6 months into doing all this online with you on Facebook and things like that, and we've learned a lot. We've learned the rigidity of it, so being fixed to the timetable has caused quite a lot of problems for the team. Hi Hannah, hope you're okay. So we wanted to make it better for you. So if we're not doing things the way that we want to do for you, we don't want to let you down. So we've come up with a different way of doing it, which we think is going to make things better for you. So I'll go into that. Jill, thank you. Yes, sound quality is good. All right, good about it. I'm glad about that. Right, shall we kick off? Hello Hannah, good to see you logging in there. So let's kick off. I'm going to start with Nikki's question, so I'm going to repeat it. What do you think is the best way to advance your workouts if time-wise you can't fit in extra sets, sorry. Just lost that. If time-wise you can't fit in extra sets, should you always be trying to up weights or should you reduce the length of rest periods? Right, so what I would say to that, and this applies to all of you, every one of you, in order to advance, I'm just going to stand back so you can see me a little bit better. In order to advance, you have to be progressing. You can't just be doing the same thing week in, week out, week in, week out. It doesn't matter if you've bought a fitness DVD, it doesn't matter if you're doing GymCube workouts, it doesn't matter if you've got something out of a magazine that you're following. Whatever it is, you have to keep progressing. Now, to kind of counter that a little bit as well, when you do progress, if all you do is progress, month after month, year after year, keep going up and up and up, where's the rest coming in? So it kind of works like this. Bear with me. Get a pen, get the trusty whiteboard. Okay, so it works like this. So if you just go up and up and up, Nikki, non-stop, and say that is over, let's say that's over 12 weeks, okay? And you've just gone straight up like that, you are pretty much likely to get an injury. At some point, you'll get likely to get an injury because you've just kept going up and up and up. Athletes don't do this, and there's no reason why the public should do this as well. What you should be doing in order to improve and progress is not all about increasing sets or increasing your weight. There's so many different variables that you can use. You can change. It's all about changing as well in order to progress. So you can up your weights, yes, and you can up your sets, yes. So you can go from doing 2 sets of squats to doing 3 sets of squats, maybe a week later. Or you could go from lifting 40 kilogram doing squats to lifting 47 kilogram with squats, and that'll progress you. But there's also things like tempo as well. You can really play around with tempo. I do that all the time, and it really does get really good results with clients. So instead of going 1, 2, 1, 2, you can go 4, 3, 2, 1, up. 4, 3, 2, 1, up. You can go to 6 seconds down, 2 seconds up. You can go to 4 seconds down, 4 seconds up. You can go to 4 seconds down and blast explosive up. So you can really play around with your tempo as well. Your rest times, this can really give you great results. Going from say 90 seconds rest to 60 seconds rest down to 30 seconds rest. You can go to 75 to 60. You can also increase as well if you're, let's say, lifting more weights or being more explosive. You could go from, and you can progress doing this, so you could go from 60 second rest to 90 second rest. However, when you've been doing your exercise, you can increase things, so you could maybe increase your weight, or you could stick to the same weight but increase the number of reps that you do, but then you might have a longer rest, which helps you perform better. So it's all about mixing it up, shaking it up, doing different things. You can even do the same workout in terms of exercises, Nikki, and you can mix all your exercises up. That will shock your body as well. So, and then coming back to this, okay, instead of going bang, progressing each week, what you want to be doing is going, you can see me there, yeah, I can tell. So you want to be, say this is over 12 weeks, okay, so say that's month 1, month 2, month 3, so 1, 2, 3, yeah, you want to be working up, progressing, and then you drop down a little bit. So this is where you can have a strategic rest of maybe it's 5 days, maybe it's a week, maybe it's 10 days. We have a strategic rest. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to sit on your backside and do nothing. You can still be active, you can still go walking, maybe some light little jogs, you can still do some light gym activity, get some yoga in, some Pilates, go on a cross trainer, go swimming, whatever it may be, but give your ligaments, your joints, your tendons a rest in this period here. Then you can start again. Now, when you've started at your starting point, you started here, Nikki, yeah? And you built it up, and you built it up to there. And then you've had a little bit of a rest, and you'll decondition, you'll go down a little bit. So when you come back to start again, your starting point is now here, okay? You started at a lower point than you did before, but look, you were here originally. Now when you start again, you're here. You're starting at a higher position. So then when you start to progress up again, you're going to get even higher than before. Then you do it again, you have a little drop off again. Now this works out absolutely perfect for the way that I train people. So taking away from athletes, because you're not athletes, none of you are athletes. I've not got any of you signed up to this that have told me that they're athletes. So you don't need to be training like athletes. So you want to flip this on its head. These rest periods here, absolutely perfect for holidays, for hen party, weekends away. All things like that. If you look at your calendar and schedule in, right, this is when I'm going to go away, this is what I'm going to do. I would work this out based on that. So this here is your holiday. This here is that romantic weekend you've got planned with your partner. Yeah? All this middle bit here is all time where you need to be working hard. So these little bit of sacrifice has to come in. You want the body that you want. You can't be drinking week in, week out, overindulging week in, week out, you'll never get results. You'll stick at best. You won't put on at best, that's what'll happen. Or you might lose a few pounds, then stick, or gain a pound. You'll just pretty much hover. If you really want to lose fat, tone up, I'm afraid there has to be a little bit of give and take. We're not athletes, so I've just been on holiday, I've had a right time, drunk what I want, eating what I want. Now I'm back, I'm not going away again for 30 days. Those 30 days I'm going to be super strict. And I've factored that in like this. So I've had my honeymoon, and then I'm going away again on my second honeymoon with the kids. We're going to do whatever we want. But now, in this 30 days now, I'm going strict, okay? So now, Nikki, you're back where you've peaked up, and you start again. Now you're going to go up again, like this. And instead of going like this, bang, you're going like this, up, down a little bit, up, down a little bit. But you're always starting from a higher place. And that's how I train people to progress them. So just to recap on your training variables, you've got your sets, so you can do more sets than you did before. So you could go like week 1 workout A, week 2 workout A, do an extra set for every single one. Bear in mind it's going to take you more time, so you drop your rest period maybe. That should bring your time back. Week 3 workout A, you might go back to the number of sets that you did on week 1, but you might increase your weight by 5% on everything, or you may do an extra rep on everything. So what I would do to do this as well is keep some kind of diary, or log everything that you're doing. I used to have little tiny diaries years ago, I've still got them now, where I'd write down every set, every weight, every amount of reps that I did, and when I'd come to do say like a chest and a back workout, I would go to the last one that I did, I'd look what I did, I'd maybe even go back 10 weeks and look what I did. And then I'd go in and know, right, I know that I lifted that on that exercise, I know that I did that many reps, I'm going to try and beat everything, and that's how you keep progressing. So sets, reps, weight, rest period, tempo, so how fast and how slow you move in the exercise, all these kind of things are what I would do to progress you. Mixing it up as well, changing your exercise. So Nick, I hope that helped you. Please feel free to write any comments, and we'll come back to that if need be. I'll answer it even further if you have any more questions, no problem. Hope that helped, and everybody else who's watching, I hope that helped as well. So let's see what else we've got. We've got a message from Lindsay. So Lindsay Simpson, hello Lindsay, hope you're okay. I started a few weeks ago with the full plan and followed everything 100%. The first week I put on 2 pounds and my measurements stayed the same. So if you put on a couple of pounds, a lot of people have experienced this, if you put on 2 pounds but your measurements have stayed the same, that indicates that you've lost fat and gained muscle. If you had put on 2 pounds and your measurements had increased, that would indicate that you've either put on fat, or you can still have lost fat but you may have increased water because you become more hydrated. So if you've stayed the same measurements, then that is not a worry. That means you've increased your muscle mass and you must have lost fat. You had to have done. As I now only have 2 weeks until I go on holiday and stressing about the bikini, I decided to drop carbs again as I knew this worked in the past. I've since lost 5 pounds this week and the bloated around my tummy. Questions. Why did I put on weight the first week, and would I have lost weight on doing the same plan? I have no confidence in losing weight without removing something from my diet. Probably 25 years of dieting, even though I've never been huge. Okay, Lindsay, so basically, what could happen there, when you reduce carbs from your diet, everybody's different, by the way. This might work for you, might not work for someone else. So different things can happen. It sounds like if you're dropping 5 pounds very fast there by reducing carbohydrates out of your diet, you'll be losing water in terms of 5 pounds. And you'll be losing the bloatedness around your stomach. It's very common. When you're having carbohydrate holds onto water inside your body. It's very, very likely that you haven't lost fat there. It's very likely that you've lost water, You may have easily lost some fat because you'll have been dieting, so you'll have been much more disciplined, so you can lose it like that. But long term, you've just got to be a little bit careful. You have to find out in the long term what is working for you. So you can be mixture, where these are the lucky ones. Some lucky people can just eat anything they want and in terms of protein, fats and carbs, and they'll have the energy that they need and they'll function brilliantly. Eating carbohydrates, eating protein, eating fat, this is what a lot of people can't get their head around, doesn't actually have the reasons for losing weight, losing fat, okay? So if you are burning, Lindsay, 2,000 calories in a day, but you're eating no carbs, and that is making you eat less because you're not eating as many carbs. So a lot of carbs are quite mass foods and higher in calories low mass and high calories, so they're very easy to eat calories with carbohydrates. So because you've cut them out of your diet, you're probably eating less, so you're probably under your calories. So it's not the fact that you're eating less carbohydrates, it's the fact that you're eating less calories, Lindsay, that you've probably lost weight, okay? So what people need to do is they need to figure out what works best for them long term. So do you respond well in terms, and I don't just mean weight loss, okay? You've got to think long term, because you've said it's worked in the past, but it sounds like you've put it back on again. So do you want that? Do you want to keep going on a diet, losing weight, coming off the diet, putting it back on? Another holiday comes up, go on a diet, lose the weight, come off the diet, put it back on. Because that is what the majority of people do, and this is what I'm trying to get people out of. I've got loads of crazy, stupid diets that I've put people on when I was a younger personal trainer that lost them weight. You can do all kinds of stuff. There's so many different books out there and websites. There's literally thousands, not hundreds of diets that will help you lose weight. What happens when you come off the diet? So the way I preach, the way I try and help people is to try and find the lifestyle where they're going to lose the fat that they want, but then they can keep it off and not yo-yo. You've got to get people out of this yo-yo situation. So you've got to find out if you are one of three types of people. You can, and all three types, I want you to have high protein. Around about a third of your diet should be coming from good quality protein. Excuse me. And then the other things that you play around with are your fats and your carbohydrates 80 to 90% of the time. So if you figure out that you function better off a lower carbohydrate diet, then 100% of your diet has to be made up of percentages of protein, fats and carbs. So what you consume, 100% of what you consume has to be made up of one of those three things. If you remove one, then the other two have to replace them. Have to do. If you bring carbs down, then fat must have to come up. And that will be over a long time. It will have to do. So if say you've been eating, or you just lose the calories, say you've been eating 2,500 calories on average, this is what you've been doing, you decide to yourself, I'm going to cut out carbs because that works for me. Then if you cut out the carbs, maybe that's brought you down to 1,800 calories because you've not replaced them. Okay, then yes, you're going to lose weight. If you can function like that, because a lot of people, when they take carbs out of the diet, and I'm presuming you're talking about breads and pastas and rice and things, then as long as you've got an abundance of vegetables in there and fruits, you should be able to cook just fine. It's if you're skipping them out as well, you can probably start to have some problems because your micronutrients aren't as high. So you've got to be careful there with, I would not want you to, when you're saying cutting out carbs, you need to clarify for me in this message what you mean by that, because carbohydrates includes vegetables and fruits. So if you are cutting them out, then you're losing a lot of micronutrients, vitamins. So you need to be a little bit careful there. But if you're eating the same amount of calories and you've dropped the carbs, then you've probably replaced it with fats and proteins. So basically I would use some kind of tool. The most common one is MyFitnessPal. That's what most people tend to use. And you don't have to track forever. Just track for a short period of time. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Everything that you consume, put into your nutrition tracker and just have a little look at what you're having, what you're averaging. If you're all over the place, with calories all over the place, all over your place with proteins and carbohydrates and fats, and you've got no handle on it, then how can you expect to have a handle on your weight if you're all over the place? Then your weight's going to be all over the place as well. You've got to find some consistency. So coming back to your question and trying to answer it clearly, I'm going to read it out again, the last bit. Questions are, why did I put on weight the first week? Well, I believe that's because you started using your muscles, okay? Because the measurements show that you have not increased measurements. You stayed the same with your measurements, therefore you cannot have put fat on. If you have put fat on, your measurements would 100% have gone up. So you will have been using your muscles because you started doing something. You will have gone to sleep at night and your body will have grown in terms of muscle mass, okay? So in the first week you will likely have put on muscle. The next thing, and would I have lost weight in doing the same plan? I have no confidence in losing weight without removing something from my diet. Removing something from your diet removes calories, okay? You can remove things from your diet. You can remove things that help you. You can remove crisps from your diet. You can remove rice from your diet. You can remove anything you want from your diet as long as you remain balanced and healthy. If you cut the entire carbohydrate group out of your diet, you will get deficiencies, okay, and you won't function as well. If you cut things like rice and bread and pasta, I used to do that as a trainer myself. I used to teach that to clients as well, called the paleo diet. It's very common. Also as well, you've got the ketosis diet as well, which is higher fats. Those two diets can work for a percentage of people. I've experienced people getting eating disorders on that. I've also experienced people being unable to sustain it, managing to do it for a short period of time, and then the second that they start going back onto it again, they actually put weight on. So they've lost weight and then put more weight back on. I've experienced that a lot as well. So you've just got to find what's right for you. In terms of the question where you put, and would I have lost weight and doing the same plan? We can only ever find that out by you actually doing it. Otherwise it's a guess. However, logically, if you put muscle on your body, you burn more fat. So what you've got to think about is imagine the analogy that you're a car. So right now, let's say that you're a 2-litre engine. Now, your body is, the muscle on your body is where you burn fat. Your muscle is your fat burning engine, okay? Now, you've put muscle on there, okay? The more muscle that you've got on your body, the more fat you will burn. I've just seen your question pop up, Lindsay. I'll answer it in a second. The more fat you will burn. So if you lose muscle off your body by being in too low of a calorie deficit, being too low, you will lose muscle and fat. You will struggle to lose fat as efficiently. You need to increase muscle to your body. That will make you firm and hard in places, not soft. The more muscle you've got on your body, and I'm not talking about being big muscle builder, bodybuilder. It's near impossible for an average female to ever get anywhere near that without using steroids, okay? So you've got no testosterone in your body, you'll find it very hard to get big muscles. You'll just get lean and toned and firm. So by building muscle, you'll burn more fat, you'll lose more fat. Get off the scales, don't even bother with them, Lindsay. Honestly, measure yourself and use the mirror rather than bothering about a number on the scales. And I know that's very hard for a lot of people to do, but I would switch to weighing yourself no more than weekly, maximum. And at most my clients, I weigh them about every 3 to 4 weeks, but I measure them practically fortnightly, sometimes weekly, depending. So using the analogy of the car, if you're a 2-litre engine now and you train for a period of time and eat well, getting your balance right, that's right for you, but having your calorie deficit just right, around about somewhere between 10 and 20% under the amount of calories that you need. If you say you need 2,000 calories and you consume 1,800 calories, your brain won't panic, it won't shed muscle because muscle costs a lot of calories to run. If it thinks it's getting too little calories in its body, your brain sheds muscle, okay? Fat gets rid of it if you undereat, and it holds on to fat. So you'll lose weight on the scales, yeah, because you've lost muscle, but you'll hold on to fat. You'll get on the scales, yes, I've lost 10 pounds, but start touching your body. Are you hard, are you firm, or are you soft and wobbly? Which one are you? Because if you're soft and wobbly, you've got no muscle and you've got fat on your body, excess fat on your body. Whereas if you jump on the scales and you've worked your ass off for 3-4 weeks and you've stuck, yet your measurements have gone down, and when you touch yourself, you're firm and you're hard, which would you rather have? Tell me, let me know. So, you'll go from a fat burning engine, absolutely rocket to a fat burning engine if you increase your muscle mass. You'll go from a 2 litre car to a 3 litre car, and the fat is the petrol, okay? The bigger engine you've got, the more fat you'll burn. I hope that helps. Right, Lindsay, I can see that you've asked a question there, so let me see. I'm just reloading. Bear with me. I can read it off the screen there. Exactly what I do. Stick to a diet until I get to optimal weight, then stop. I know what you're saying about it. Probably not being fat I'm losing, and most of it being water. Should I trust in the process until my holidays? Yes, stopped eating bread, pasta and refined carbs and most treats. You're totally making sense, laugh out loud. Listen, there's nothing wrong with not eating bread, as long as you're getting all the nutrients you need. Bread will not give you everything that you need. It's actually, most breads, unless they've got like things added into them like linseeds and stuff like that, like seeded breads and things, but most plain breads haven't got that much nutritional value in them. So when I cut out bread, me personally, I do strip. So I'm not telling you to cut these out. I'm just telling you it's not the worst things in the world. But definitely, if you cut out the small amounts that are high in calories, that's what I used to preach as a trainer, and it does work for the majority of people. Because if you think of let's take a ham salad sandwich, okay? Because what it does is it flips your mindset a little bit by cutting these things out. So if you take a ham salad sandwich, you've got 2 slices of bread, you're going to put your salad in it, and you're going to put your ham in it. Now, that's your ham salad sandwich. Now, let's make a ham salad. Okay, in a Tupperware box, put your salad in, and you're going to put your ham in there. Alright? Now let's compare the two. They weigh the same. They're the same amount of food, they weigh the same. Okay? But the ham salad sandwich will have more calories in than the salad, even though they weigh the same. And it's the weight of the food that fills you up, not the calories. Now, because things like bread are quite small, but they're packed with calories, and then a salad is absolutely huge, but there's hardly any calories in it. So you can eat more of the salad than you can of the sandwich and get and there's less calories. Does that make sense? Also as well, if you think about the process of it, when you're having a sandwich, you tend to just put like a sliver of ham in. Whereas if you have a salad box, you won't just put one piece of ham in, you're going to likely put lots in, so your protein ends up going up as well. So by cutting the things out like the breads, like the rices, like the pastas, you're having less of the high calorie, low nutrition food, and by having more vegetables, more protein, this is going to be better for you. So in some senses, it works. Now the argument around it is the word carbohydrates. I don't want you to say that anymore. I don't want you to say, Lindsay, that I've cut out carbohydrates, because I don't want you to do that. You can't. You need to answer this here. Please tell me you haven't cut out vegetables, because vegetables are carbohydrates. So let me know that. So just make sure you're having lots of colour. Make sure every single meal, Lindsay, every single meal has got protein in it. Your breakfast, your lunch and your evening meal is protein. Start thinking protein. That's the first thing for your meal. Don't think I want a sandwich. Don't think I want fish and chips. Don't think I want a Chinese. Don't think these things. Think, right, it's breakfast. What is my protein source? What do I want? Do I want eggs? Do I want smoked salmon? Do I want mackerel? What do I want? So think of your protein source first, okay? Right, I'm going to have eggs. Okay, then think what are you going to have in it with it. So you've got fats and you've got carbohydrates, yes? So fats, how am I going to cook it? Right, I'll cook it with coconut oil. That's your fats. I don't want to have fats in it, so I'm going to poach them. Yes, there's a little bit of fat in the yolk, obviously. Right, I'm going to put carbohydrates in there, because in the morning, if I have carbohydrates, I'm on fire. I'm not. If I have carbohydrates in the morning, I'm not on fire. So I'll tend to have a higher fat, high protein breakfast. So I might have salmon and eggs cooked. I'll cook the eggs in coconut, and I'll put a little bit of salmon on the side, and I've got a high protein, high fat breakfast. If I have things like porridge in the morning, I'll slump. So you need to figure out what works best for you. So if you want some carbohydrates in there, then put some vegetables in there, and that's your carbs as well. Hope this is making sense. Let me have a look, see if anyone else put anything. I've been half an hour, so I'm going to get off now, unless someone's asked something new. Let me just double check. So Lindsay, I hope that helped. Please do keep asking questions. Jill, I've just seen your post there. Are the live sessions coming back 6:30 am? So I need to talk to you a lot about everything now with the community and everything. Let me just double check. Anyone else put anything? Okay, so in terms of like the live streams, in terms of the community, in terms of communicating with you all, this is very, very important. So me and Cherie have been away on our honeymoon. It's all we've talked about while we've been there. And then while we've been away these times, we've been having an absolute battle with Facebook. So right now, if I want to live stream on Facebook, I can't. It's causing me nightmares. I have to log in as someone else. So Facebook, we're at a little bit of a loggerheads with them right now. They've banned us because of the music, even though we can produce licenses for it and so on and so on. It's just a nightmare. Every time we get pulled, it'll take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks until they reinstate us back again with the proof. Reebok are helping us, giving us their account manager and everything, but it's just an absolute nightmare. So right now, we're just deciding how we want to do it. Now, in terms of the actual live timetable, this is how Cherie and I feel we can give you a better service. So in terms of the live streams, every week, we're going to be thinking, right, what do we want to do this week? Do we want to do, because Cherie's away in London 2 days, I'm going away, then I'm going away again next week and so on and so on. So then we're cancelling the live streams and not being able to do them properly. So by having this fixed timetable, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6:30, 6:30, 6:30 live, it's actually causing problems and making it so we're not delivering you the service we want to deliver you. So we're talking about, and we think we're going to trial this with you for the next 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. We're just still deciding this week what we want to do and see what's happening with Facebook. What we would like to do is each week put out what we're going to do. So we might do a live class at 6:30 on Monday, a live class at 6:30 on Tuesday, but we both might be in London on Wednesday, so we'll put out a workout that we've chosen for you to do. We might then do another live stream again on the Thursday, and then we might do one live with Cherie in the morning, and we might do one live with me in the evening. And then the next week, we might do one live with me in the morning and one live with Cherie in the evening. So it might be me doing a workout, and then it might be me teaching Cherie what to do, which you can copy then, and so on and so on. So basically it's slightly ad hoc each week, but we still put everything out so you can follow us week to week what to do. This becomes the lifestyle, part of the lifestyle. So I want everyone to be continuous. Don't want people doing like diets and DVDs and this and this and this. I want you to always be consistent. I'll change what I said there. I didn't mean don't want to do DVDs. You can do whatever you want because you're progressing. But I want you to be consistent. So if we can supply this consistent level for you all the time, let's say you go away on your holiday, and Jill, we talked about this with you, we're going to put plans in place that are getting written now, and Jill, it actually came from the idea I had with you about that 7-day kickstart again. I've kind of made something now that's going on the site. So say you're with us consistently, say you go away from a holiday and you come back, instead of joining back in again, which you could do a little kickstart plan and then join back in again and so on and so on. But we're going to continue to supply all this content, live streams, picking videos for people week after week after week, but we think we're going to put it on the GymQ website instead of being on Facebook. We feel like we need to come away from Facebook and holding us back again. So bear with us this week. We're going to try and start putting some stuff out. We're trying to battle with them now. We're going to start testing this on the site again and going live again on the site again with the software that we've got put in. So just bear with us these next few days and we'll let you know. But let me know about that in terms of each week us releasing what we're going to do. So instead of being a slave to a timetable, how about we release the timetable each week? So at the weekend, we'll put it out there on email to you all, on the website and on Facebook. This is what is going out this week. So all the live streams, all the planned recorded videos that we'll put out as live, by the way, they'll go out live, but we will tell you that they're pre-recorded. So each week we tell you what you're doing based on what we're doing. So let me know what you think about that. Right, last few. And by the way, this is getting geared right up, the community, me being here. I want to be the beating heart of the website. So we're moving everything over to the website as much as we can. I am finding it, and so are the team. We've got hundreds and hundreds of people asking us questions on Facebook. And I don't want to let anyone down. When I've gone through there, obviously we've got the customer service team, but when I've gone through there, there's questions being missed, things not being replied to. I don't want that. So just prime example now, I sent a lot of you a message tonight telling you that I was going live on the website. Now it's cool because obviously you're not realising that there's hundreds of people that we're speaking to, but several of you messaged back with questions and I can see them dead quick, but and they're really long. So I have 10 minutes to go live, and several of you sent me questions back on Facebook instead of putting the comment on there. So I can't physically read all these messages. I physically can't do it. Whereas when we're here and we're live online, this is the best way. This was my vision from the start. This was what I wanted to build in January, and we weren't quite ready. Hence we moved to Facebook and used Facebook. Now we need to move away from that because I can't help you the way I want to help you on Facebook, on Messenger. I can help you here, live. I can answer your questions. I'll get on here as much as we can, but we're not going to do the timetable like we did at the start because it's too rigid. Again, it's not just the live workouts, it's going to be the live talks with me. So each week we're going to release out, this is what we're doing on Monday, this is what we're doing on Tuesday, this is what we're doing on Wednesday. So I can do a live workout on Monday morning at 6:30. I'll do a live talk at 9 PM. We'll put a workout video selected by us, a little challenge for you to do on Tuesday, and so on and so on and so on. Guys, give me some feedback on that. Let me know. I'm here to provide a service for you and I want to do it the best way I can. All I want to do is help you as much as I can. But everybody needs to recognise I've tried to keep it as low as I can to give you the better service. I haven't been greedy. I stopped sign-ups in March because we got 300 and I couldn't physically give everyone more of my time. So instead of being greedy, I turned the sign-ups off. You saw it on the website. I could have took loads more money and I didn't. And that is because I knew if I took more sign-ups, I wouldn't be able to talk to you as much as I can. So this is the way that we're going to do it now. I'm going to be able to talk to you all much more. You've got the opportunity to speak to me for real. I'm here and you can ask me questions. I'm here and I'll help you as best I can, and I'll do these as many times a week as I possibly can. And I hope that is better. I think that's a better way to do it. Give us some feedback. Tell me what you think. Some of you might have some amazing suggestions that I can put into place that I might not even thought of. Bottom line is, we are here, we're back, we're live, we're on every week, and we'll just tell you what we're doing every single week. Okay guys, I'm going to get off now. It's been 40 minutes, I'm going to do one, and I will try and get back on here over the next couple of days, okay? Love you all.